We just took a look at using masks, but I did want to show you one thing that is particular to masks in Premiere. What I ultimately want to do is I want my video clip of the fish to play within the holes of the glasses. This is an example of what we'll be creating right here. But let me show you how we do this because the process is not as you might expect it to be. So over here on the right, I have the exact same clips. I have a still image of the woman holding the glasses, and underneath that particular still image, I have a video of the fish swimming. As I mentioned before, we're going to want to put the fish so that they appear within the glasses. So I'm going to go ahead and select the still image, and as we added masks before, we would want to go to Effect Controls. Under Opacity, we can go ahead and create a mask. And as you can see, I can create an elliptical type of mask. And I'm just going to make this kind of sloppy because this is going to be the incorrect way. So I'm going to resize my mask. And by default, the mask is only going to show the picture, but we really want this to be swapped. So normally we would click inverted. And as you can see now, the fish video is playing within the mask. In Premiere, we are able to create a secondary mask. So if I create another mask and go ahead and place it on the second side of my glasses, and we do the same thing and click inverted, you can see how the first mask disappears. So this is a bit of a limitation in Premiere. You can actually only use one inverted mask on a clip. So let's just go ahead and clear the masks and let me show you how we can accomplish this. What we're going to do is, once again, we're going to have the still image selected, but we're going to use an effect. So I'll go to the Effect panel, and I'm going to search for Alpha, and we want to use this Alpha Adjust effect. So I'm going to drag this to the image, and if we check our Effect Control panel, you can now see here is our Alpha Adjust. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a mask just like we did before, and I'll start off by creating an elliptical type of mask. This time I'm going to be a little bit more precise, so I'll show you how to accomplish that as well. I'm going to resize the mask so it's roughly the size that I want. But if we look at the shape of these glasses, this inner part of the glasses is not really an elliptical shape. It's a little bit more like a offset rounded rectangle. So in order to make the mask fit perfectly, we're going to have to augment our mask. So what I like to do is I like to zoom in so that I have a little bit more precision. I'm going to switch to 100%, and then if we swap back to our hand tool or use H, we can go ahead and we can move the frame around so that we can have a clear view of the lens on the mask. I'll switch back to the selection tool, keyboard shortcut of V, and now I can grab the points on my elliptical shape and adjust them. But not only do we need to adjust the points, we also need to adjust the shape. And we can do that by accessing the Bezier Handles. Before I do that, I'm going to get rid of the feather. This little dotted line indicates feathering. So I'm simply going to go to the feather setting and turn that down to 0 to get rid of that. And now to access the Bezier Handles on a shape, we're going to hold down our Option or Alt key, and we simply click on the point, and that will give us access to these Bezier Handles. So if you are familiar with any of the vector applications, you probably know how to use Bezier Handles and anchor points. You can basically click on a point, and every single point is going to be made up of the point itself, and then it will have these handles available, which will allow you to kind of refine the shape. So you can see that fairly easily I'm able to come in here and just reshape this elliptical shape that we started with and transform it into something that follows the flow of the glasses. Once you have the mask path dialed in, you're going to want to click Invert Alpha, and this will go ahead and display the underlying video. And then if you need to, you still have the ability to come in here and adjust the handles. You'll notice that the handles are somewhat related, so if I bring one handle down, the other side goes up like a seesaw. If you want to break the handles and move them independently, you'll hold down your Option or Alt key and you simply click on the handle itself, and that will allow you to have independent control of the handles. So that looks pretty good. Let's create our secondary mask. Once again, I'm going to use my elliptical type of shape, and as you can see, we already see the video playing through. I'll switch back to fit, and we'll just kind of quickly resize this so it's roughly the shape of our glasses, and we're just going to do the same type of thing, get it somewhat dialed in, and then we'll zoom in and adjust the shape by augmenting the handles. So I'm going to switch back to 100%. I'll use H to switch to the hand tool so that I can get this in frame, and I'm going to click V to go back to the selection tool. And the first thing that I'm going to do is just get rid of the feather because I don't want any feather in this particular example. And now I can simply grab the anchor points and get them to be roughly where I need them to be. I'll hold down my Option or Alt key to turn on the handles, and then I'm just going to grab the handles and use them to reshape the mask so that the mask is going to fit nicely over the glasses portion of our image. So once again, that looks pretty good. I'm going to switch back to fit, and now I'll just rewind to the beginning. I'll go ahead and click enter or return, and as you can see, the fish video is going to play within the mask. The final thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to select the fish video, and I'm just going to scale it down a little bit so that it's a little bit smaller. So I'll just scale that down, and now we can see a little bit more of the fish playing through the glasses. So again, if you have a need like this where you want to create multiple masks that are going to basically punch holes in the upper video track to show something in a lower video track, this Alpha Adjust effect is going to allow you to be able to create masks and have them show through, rather than just using a straight mask, since Premiere will not let you do more than one inverted mask. I hope you found this helpful, and happy masking!